Hi everybody, and welcome to an episode of Knits and Tales podcast. Unfortunately, it's winter and lighting sucks, so I have my ring light, and so it's shining in my glasses. So I'm gonna try and make it not be too bad. Welcome to my bedroom. It is a Saturday night at 5:30. So there are children and husbands and, well, only one husband. If you are new here, this is a knitting podcast. I do tales and like stories and stuff. But life has happened and life is hard. And I have realized that my podcast isn't me. I have tried too hard to make sure I have my makeup on, make sure everything looks professional, maybe not professional, but it looks nice. And sometimes that's not how life is. So I literally didn't do anything and I set you guys up. Like my robe is laying on my bed. I think one of the reasons I've had a hard time podcasting is it's not me. I haven't been showing you guys me. I have to a certain extent, but I've always been worried about cussing, which I don't do a lot, but it happens. And if that's not something that you're okay with, I'm sorry, and thank you for joining me. I've done a lot of thinking, and I want my podcast to be me. I don't want it to be unauthentic. I want it to be very authentic. And I think that if it's authentic, I will feel more comfortable recording and more comfortable. And I've only recorded when I've been in a good headspace, and it's not counterintuitive. It's counterproductive because podcasting puts me in a good place and it makes me happy because I'm talking about things and that I love and showing what I'm doing, which is what I absolutely love. But sometimes it just takes too much out of me. So if I just do it and do it to be me, then I'm going to get more out of it, and I hope you guys get more out of it. And if you don't, I'm sorry. Like I said, if I only have 2 people watching me, then I have 2 people watching me, but I'm doing this for me. So there's my spiel. Anyway, my name is Amy. I live in Western Kentucky with my 4 children, ages 18, 12, 11, and 3, and a Dawn, 2 cats, and a dog. Dawn is my fiance, by the way. Welcome. This is a wild, crazy Saturday night. I'm drinking honey brown. I could show you all my whips not my whips, all my finished objects from then and my last one till now, but that would be ridiculous. I have done 3 Musselburghs. I have done at least 3 pairs of socks. And what else have I done? Random stuff here and there. So we're not going to go in to finished objects. We're just going to work on whips today and know that Vlogmas is coming, which is another reason I decided I wanted this to be authentic, because people that know me in real life and that know what my family's been through, we've started completely over since March. So Christmas isn't going to be huge. We don't have a lot of Christmas things. We've just kind of we've been getting back into life and getting settled and getting things that we need, and so decorations and stuff like that are not top priority, but we do have some. I never thought I would have an Advent, and I will have one this year, so Vlogmas is happening. I can't guarantee that I'm going to start it and keep going, but I'm going to do what I can. So, without further ado, I've rambled for 4 minutes. Also, I hope my camera's not going to cut me off, but it has cut me off before, and it's not telling me how much longer I have to record. So if it doesn't work out and it stops me before, I'll just go ahead and do a live because I've done a live sometimes because I haven't had room on my phone. So I have this box of whips. We're gonna go through them. First, I'm just gonna grab, because at this point I had castonitis really bad last week. Either I didn't want to work on what I had going and I didn't want to cast anything on, and then I wanted to cast on all the things, so it's just been kind of a mess. So the first thing that I grabbed is, that's a Sam, Base Jump in Felici. And I am doing Second Breakfast socks, which I'm really liking. I'm obviously not very far, but I'm really liking how they're turning out. They are on 2.25 US 9-inch circulars. Most of the time when I work with 9-inch, I cannot do heel flap and gusset or the first few rounds, so I normally start on a 32-inch, move to a 32-inch for the heel flap and gusset, and then move back to a 32-inch for the toes. Because, well, you have to. Okay, so that's kind of it's just a whip. We're just gonna go, it's a whip parade, y'all. It's a whip parade. Okay, this one's been on the needles for a while, and I'm just being really lazy. This is not really lazy. I have other things that I need to do, like Christmas knitting, which I've been horrible at. This is Bookcase by Felici. I have one, and then I'm at heel on the second. 80 row leg, 20 row cuff, heel flap and gusset, 64 stitches on a US 2.25 millimeter. And this is in one of my all-time favorite sock bags by Ambi Marie Knits, which is my yarny bestie. And her bags are my favorite. If you've been here before, you know I love her bags. Her bags are my all-time favorite. Okay, next whip. We're going really quickly, but it is what it is. I have this one finished. It is technically a DK sock, but I'm using Yarn Held Double because I've learned recently that you can I always thought that you had to have 200 grams of worsted weight, so 2 skeins of worsted weight to hold it double to make an entire pair of socks. But I have recently found out that you can actually hold it double and make one pair out of one skein. Because I am untrusting and I'm worried about running out of yarn, I'm doing this in Goose Fibers, and I think this is brand of Tarth, and I had 3 skeins of it, so I'm trying to see if I can do one skein with one sock. Crazy Sock Ladies DK pattern, cast on 48. I did a 40 row leg, 20 row cuff, heel flap and gusset. There's one, and then I am about 20 rows to toe on this one. So this one is almost done. But I got distracted because Dawn said Mr. Sam needs mittens. You don't tell a knitter that and expect her not to put everything she's doing down and cast on a pair of mittens for her son. So let's see if I can find those, because I ran out of project bags. I may not have them here with me. Oh, darn it, I don't. But I can tell you that they are the Tinsel Mints by Drea Renee. Ugh, I can never say her name. Drea Renee Knits. I have one almost completely done, and that's what I did today. That was my knitting for today. And it's so cute when he knows when I'm making something for him, and so he'll come up and I'll be knitting and I'll come up and try and like shove his hand in it if he knows that it's a mitten, or if it's a sock, like he'll try and shove his foot in it, and I'm like, dude, no, calm down, you can't do that yet, not yet. It's so funny. He's a pill. Okay, next whip. Oh, this is a long time whip. And I never thought I'd finish it. And in fact, I think I talked about it in my last episode. Maybe I should start watching the last episodes and But no, I'm not going to need to do that because I'm going to be better. This is my Jelly Roll blanket. And I've gotten here to here done since the last time I talked to you guys. Now, I realized that one of the reasons that I didn't like working on it, or I put it up, is because the needles that I was using, I didn't like using circulars for this pattern. It was fumbly and fiddly, and I did not like it. I liked using DPNs, but the only DPNs I have are the Knit Picks nickel plated, and they were too heavy and they started to hurt, like right here. I could only probably work on that for maybe half an hour before my finger right here started hurting. Excuse, I broke a nail when I was setting up today. I was so sad. So it pushes down right here and it just hurts, so I can't knit on it for very long. But one of my unicorn wishes on Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted was a size 3 set of DPNs, and sweet lady, I'm not gonna give her name because I don't know if she wants me to, but she gifted me these. She said she didn't know what kind they were. She just knew she had them. They look like Knit Pick Caspian to me, but I've never actually seen those in real life, so I could be totally wrong. But she gifted me these, and they are perfect. I'm so excited. Tomorrow's Sunday because I want to see how long I can actually sit down and knit with these, because they're so light. And I think I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I almost did 10 rows and my hand wasn't hurting at all. So I'm super excited about that. And now the weirdo in me is like, oh, well, you have a whole set of DPNs and that's 5. So you can start another blanket. It is possible that I'm going to start a memories blanket, the mitered square one, cozy memories blanket. I have tried a million times and I have pulled out after like 3 squares. So it probably won't happen, but my crazy let's do it all started. Also, another thing that I did was, the fun thing about this blanket is this is all stuff from either Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted or my advent that I did with my friend Hope and Katie last year. We sent 10-gram minis to each other for an advent. That's what, the only thing that is not from that in this blanket is from here to here, this green, which was, I did a Musselburgh in it, and a my wine cozies in this yarn, and I had just a tiny bit left over, and so I added it. But I decided another reason that I didn't like working on this blanket is all my little scraps would get tangled. So what I did was I put all my scraps in a magic cake with the magic knot. So I have 2 magic cakes full of scraps from my projects of yarn that I've had. These are all scraps from other people or minis that they've sent me. Now I decided I don't want to put anything other than gift minis or gift yarn in this blanket. So instead of having 2 big cakes, those are set aside for something else. I don't know what I'm going to do. I was kind of thinking another, like a tinge stitch blanket. But this is all I have left of this cake. And it's in my awesome office cake holder. And it's in my awesome office bag made by Amber. So hopefully, I mean, this is not going to get done anytime soon, but one of the ladies that did, I'll show you what she sent me. It's right over here. For my blanket, she makes a lot of hats for charity, and so she offered to save her little bits and put them in a Ziploc bag and send them to me for my blanket. So that's exciting. And so I think I'm just going to keep keep it going. I did at the end. The cool thing about this blanket is you can go as long as you want, and then it's add as you go. It's the Jelly Roll blanket by the Bakery Bears. You can have like 4 or 5 strips going, and you don't have to bind off. Well, unfortunately, I bound off, so I'm just gonna keep going. And if I decide to make it longer, I can just undo that bind off edge and just keep going. But it's pretty long. I think it's like 4 feet long. So I need to reel it back and realize that I don't need to make it any bigger. If I want to, the option's there. I'm not gonna bind off the other strips, but the option is there. But I really don't think I should. I think I should eventually finish this and move on, because it's not gonna get done till 27, 28, maybe 30 if I'm lucky. No oneself. So what she sent me, I'm not gonna give out her name, because I didn't ask her, so I'm not gonna tell her. So she sent me this cool little bag of, and this was from another friend, and this was from another friend, from Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted. But I just have these 2 cute little bags full of little tiny scraps, and they're gonna be perfect. I will make them into a magic cake and just knit away. Because I found with making it into a magic cake, I want to keep going to the next color. It's not like, I don't feel like adding a color. I don't feel like untangling everything, so I'm just going to go ahead and just put it down. So hopefully things will get better. Like, that will make me want to work on it. And I'm going to try and do the Scrappy Sunday, because that's a great idea. I tend to get hyper focused on stuff. It's part of who I am. And you'll see another I got hyper focused project. Oh, it's in the living room. I'll grab it. I get hyper focused, and then I get burned out, and then I get hyper focused, and then I get burned out. So I'm trying not to do that anymore. Now I know that is who I am, and I know that's an issue, and I've known for a while, but I think accepting it and going with it instead of fighting against it is a much better option. Sorry that God, that's so bad. Okay, so we're gonna move on. This is Muscle Burra that I'm doing, which is one of my favorite patterns. If you've been around for a while, you know. This is the first half, and then the second half is going to be this really pretty mustard with 2 rows of this color joined in. So I'm a little tiny bit over halfway. It's my watching TV at night project, or if I want to read and knit project. Oh yeah, I have way too many whips. I'm getting overwhelmed with my whips, but I'll get them taken care of, because I have to, because Advent knitting is coming up. And oh man, this one is, I don't know what the yarn is called. It is this yarn. I have no idea what it's called. I don't even remember where I got it. And I did make a mistake, but I'm making it for Katie, so she's not gonna care about the mistake. I know that sounds horrible, but I don't want to rip back. It's the Empowerment cowl. Oops. I think it's so pretty though, the way it's fading. And I thought it was perfect, the Empowerment cowl in rainbow. I don't know. I just thought it was really cool. So basically, the pattern's a free pattern. It's by Casablanca. All my socks are my vanilla pattern. And again, with the Muscle Burra, I don't know what yarn that was. No idea. So basically, you knit to a certain point, and then you connect it like this, and it's a little cowl that sits like this. And they're actually really comfortable and easy to put on. I made one, and then I gifted it to my grandma. I've been looking everywhere for my 24-inch Xiaobu cord. It's right here on this project. So if that tells you, last time I picked this project up. Whoops. Okay, and then these, last but not least, are my Christmas socks. I have a bunch of scraps or minis that are red and green, and I decided to make some scrappy Christmas socks. This is from, actually, I'm wearing these socks today. Right there. It is from, surprise, surprise, Bucks and Cat Knits. I can't remember what it's called. And then I have 4 or 5 minis that I'm just adding to my heel flap, and gusset will be in this, and then I'll start striping again, and then the toe will be in this. Just some random scrappy Christmas socks. And then give me 1 second and I'll go get my big whip that I started. And I'm back. Okay, I guess it actually wasn't outside. Excuse my reach. It wasn't outside, it was actually on the floor. So. Now this is a project that This is a project that I have started about 6 or 7 times. Could not figure out the decrease. I didn't like the way the decrease was going. I tried a different decrease. For some reason, it was not working. And I learned that I was doing my double decrease wrong when I did the Clue 1 of the MCAL this year. I do not want to talk about the MCAL this year. I have Clue 1 done. It's sitting over there. It will sit there until I need the yarn for my Starflake. I don't want to talk about it. I'm so sorry, Amber. The yarn you made me was beautiful. The bag you made me was beautiful. I just couldn't. I couldn't. Nope. Living in my beautiful West Knits MCAL bag that Amber made me because she knows I love fall and pumpkins, and it's amazing, is my Find Your Fade shawl. It is so pretty. And I'm having a really hard time working on anything but this. But then lace and my family don't mix. So I'm going to show you as best I can. It starts right here. Oops. I am halfway done. And it is so pretty. And it's already so big. I can't even, you can kind of see it all together. Oh, I love it so much. This is the second, this is the next color I'm fading in. 90% of this, I think everything from here to here, so most of the first half is not by Bucks and Cat Knits. The rest is by Bucks and Cat Knits. So I'm fading this into this, into this. So it's going to be bright and bold and move into blue and then move into moody colors. And I love it so much. That's all I want to work on. But like I said, Christmas presents and family makes it difficult to do the lace, especially when you're not good at lace. But right now I'm on a garter piece, and that's even harder to be like, no, you have to put it down. You don't need to work on it. You need to work on, you know, Christmas presents because you love people. Those of you that are getting homemade Christmas presents, I love you very much. You should just know that there's only 2 people getting Christmas presents homemade this year, so. But am I the only one? If you feel like you need to be working on something, you want to do everything but work on that thing? Yep. So I'm not good with cows unless it's something I really love, because I kicked butt on the Monster Muscle Burra cows because I got 3. I made Sam one. It was super cute. It's the ugliest hat. Let me tell you what, it's the ugliest hat I've ever made in my entire life, but he loves it so much because I literally grabbed every little piece of blue or green I had, wound it into a cake, and made a muscle burra out of it. Like, I didn't count out stripes. And he loves it. He wears that thing all the time, and nobody wears a hat like Sam. Nobody. It's epic. If you are one of my friends, you have seen Sam wear many hats at the same time, and many hats in every possible way. It's so freaking cute. It's ridiculous. So I made 3 of the Monster Muscle Burras. Those were so much fun. Did get my sweater finished. It is way too big. It's wearable. I can wear it. It's more like a sweater dress. It's not what I wanted. So I am hesitant to do any other sweaters, and I really shouldn't be hesitant to do any other sweaters, but well, it's hard. It's hard when you put so much work into it, because I think I got it done like a week after I podcasted last, because getting it out made me think, oh yeah, I really like this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get this done. And again, it was one of those, I get hyper focused on something. So I got that done. We are preparing for Thanksgiving. It's going to be a very strange Thanksgiving since it's just going to be the 6 of us. We normally go to my mom's house, and my mom's house is way too far to go. So we will be having Thanksgiving here. Same thing with Christmas. Now, speaking of Christmas, I would show you acquisitions, but they are all out there, and if I look at them again, it's going to kill me not to open them. So, I'm not naming any names, but my friend asked me what I was making with my Advent this year, and I laughed at her. Not laughed at her, I just kind of laughed, and I was like, I can't afford an Advent. I mean, seriously, I cannot afford an Advent. I've got 4 kids, and it's Christmas time. And it's been a rough year. So she asked me if she could make me one. I was like, awesome. Amber and I are, we're going to exchange one. We're going to have one. Yes, awesome. So she said, can I make you a 12-day Advent? Absolutely. Because then I was thinking I could use her 12-day and then Amber's 12-day and then make it a whole 24. I now have 2 Advents this year, plus the 12-day Advent that Amber and I are doing. And I am so excited. I don't know how you guys do it. How do you have that much yarn in your house that you don't know what it looks like, and it's just there in a box, and you're just like, no. Oh, but no. That's so sad. It's killing me. I'm the most impatient person ever. It's killing me. I so desperately want to open them. You know who you are. And I love you to the ends of the earth, and thank you so much. You will never know how much it means to me. Everything. Not just that, but everything. So thank you. But before I sit here and babble and basically think out loud while I knit on this hat, which I really don't want to be working on this hat. I want to work on something else. I don't know what I want to work on, but it's not this hat. So I think I'm going to let you guys go. I am going to try and do Vlogmas. Like I said, I have 2 24-day Advents, and one of the Advents is from Felicity Yarn Company, and I had never heard of her, and then I looked her up on Etsy. You guys, look her up. Her dye style is amazing. She puts out beautiful, amazing yarn. So please, please, please go check her out if you haven't already. She's amazing. And then I have another box out there that's the Advent from my friend, and then Amber sending me her Advent, and we're making a poncho out of our Advent. Because I'm sending her some, she's sending me some. So yeah, we're making a poncho. I kind of think with the Felicity Yarn Company Advent, I kind of want to do the Adventurous wrap by Ampa O'Brien. I absolutely love that wrap, and I've wanted to do it for a really long time. I just never have, and so after looking at Felicity Yarn Co's dye style and like the colors that the Advent is, I think it'd be beautiful, and so I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then the one that my friend put together for me, I have no idea because she told me not to make plans. So I'm not making any plans, but I have ideas. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I have no tales. I have lots of tales of woe and lots of random stuff that I could talk about, but basically life has been life. Kids are doing great. Dawn's doing great. I'm doing great. Nothing really other than school and work and, just doing our thing. So thank you guys so much for watching. I cannot wait to see everybody's Vlogmas. I cannot wait for Vlogmas to start. It's my first year. I think I had one Vlogmas day 1 and 2 and totally didn't do it after that last year. So I am super excited for everybody's Vlogmas. I am super excited to do Vlogmas myself. And again, I have decided that I'm taking my YouTube channel back. I'm taking it back, and I'm gonna be me. I probably won't edit a lot because I love YouTube. I love recording. I hate editing. Oh, I hate editing with passion. So you may just get raw. I'm gonna hit upload. So that's that, and I will see you guys December 1st.